I welcome you all for today's presentation. The program is Bachelor of Science for the students of third year BSc, subject Botany, semester 6. Course code is BOC 110 and the course title is Plant Ecology and Phytogeography. The title of the unit is Phytogeography. Module name is Phytogeographical Divisions of India. I am Professor Mehta Bukhari from Department of Botany, Government College of Arts, Science and Commerce, KPM, Goa. The outline of this module includes phytogeography, phytogeographical divisions of India, and characteristics of each of these divisions. Upon completion of this module, students will be able to define the term phytogeographical region and also will be able to explain the phytogeographical divisions of India. The term phytogeography has come from two Greek words, phyton meaning plants and geographia meaning distribution. It is the branch of biogeography which deals with the geographic distribution of plant species and their influence on the Earth's surface. It is also known as botanical geography. A phytogeographical region is an area of uniform climatic conditions having distinctly recognizable type of vegetation. These regions are also called as botanical regions or floristic regions. Total 9 phytogeographical regions have been recognized in India, and all these regions have different type of vegetation, climate, and rainfall. In this region, the plant distribution is controlled by factors like temperature, altitude, rainfall, moisture, and intensity and duration of light, and also depends on types of soil and biotic factors. Chatterjee in the year 1962 divided India into 9 phytogeographical divisions, which includes Western Himalayas, Eastern Himalayas, Indus Plain, Gangetic Plain, Central India, Deccan Plateau, Western coast of Malabar, Assam, and Andaman and Nicobar. Now coming to the first phytogeographical division, the Western Himalayas. It consists of Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, part of Punjab, Garhwal, and Kumaon. And this zone is wet in the outer southern region and dry in the inner northern region. The average annual rainfall received by this region ranges between 100 to 200 centimeters, and the snowfall is seen only in the winter season. Western Himalayas are further divided into 3 subzones altitudinally, like submountain zone, mountain or temperate zone, and alpine zones. Coming to the submountain zone, it includes outer Himalayas and comprises mostly of Shivalik ranges. They ranges between 300 meters to 1500 meters above the sea level, and the forests are mainly tropical and subtropical type. This zone is dominated by plants like Shorea robusta, Salmalia malabarica, Butea monosperma, Acacia catechu, and Ziziphus species, whereas in the swampy areas, plants like Dalbergia siso, Ficus glomerata, and Eugenia jambolana are of common occurrence, whereas species of pine are seen at higher elevations, and ground vegetation is very scanty in this zone. These are the images of plants which are of common occurrence in this zone. And these are some of the plants seen in the swampy area, which includes Ficus glomerata, Eugenia jambolana, and Dalbergia siso. Coming to the next subzone, mountain or temperate zone, which extends in the western Himalayas between the altitudes 1500 meters and 3500 meters, and dominated by plant species like oak, populus, rhododendron, betula, and pyrus. And the common herbs of this zone includes Ranunculus hirtilla, Polygonum, Primula, and Clematis. Some of the plants which are seen in the regions receiving heavy rainfall includes Pinus excelsa, Cedrus deodara, Picea, Abies, Cupressus, and Taxus baccata. Whereas in Kashmir, the plants which are of common occurrence are birch, cane, poplar, quercus, and chestnut. Coming to the alpine zone, which extends between 3,500 meters and 4,500 meters altitudes. receives very scanty rainfall, and the climate in this zone is very cool and dry. The vegetation comprises of alpine forest with scrubs and meadows, and dominated by plants like abies, betula, juniperus, and rhododendrons. In the upper alpine region, herbaceous plants which are of common occurrence are Polygonum, Primula, Cassiope, Saxifraga, Geranium, Aster, and Potentilla. Coming to the second phytogeographical division, that is Eastern Himalayas, which extends from Sikkim to Assam. In its vegetation zone, Eastern Himalayas are similar to Western Himalayas. They have greater variety of oaks and rhododendrons and less of conifers as compared to Western Himalayas. It is characterized by heavy monsoon rainfall, less snowfall, high humidity, and higher temperature. Eastern Himalayas are further divided into three zones like tropical zone, temperate zone, and alpine zone. The tropical zone in Eastern Himalayas extends from the foothills up to 1800 meters altitude and comprise of vegetation like tropical, semi-evergreen or moist deciduous forest. The dominant plants of this zone includes Shorea robusta, Dalbergia siso, Acacia catechu, Cedrela tuna, Albizia procera, Terminalia, Salmalia, and bamboo species. The temperate zone extends between 1800 meters to 3000 meters altitudes. Vegetation comprises mainly of montane temperate forest and dominated by plants like Micaela, Quercus, Pyrus at lower levels, whereas at higher cooler levels, the plants of common occurrence are Juniperus, Cryptomeria, Pinus, Salix, Rhododendron, and Arundinaria. The alpine zone extends from 4000 meters up to snow line, and the climate is very cool and dry in this zone. This zone is devoid of trees and dominated by plants like Juniperus and Rhododendron. Coming to the third phytogeographical division, the Indus Plain. This region includes arid and semi-arid regions of Punjab, Rajasthan, Kutch, parts of Gujarat and Delhi. The climate is very hot and dry in the summer and cold in the winter. And this region receives rainfall less than 70 centimeters and dominated by bushy and thorny vegetation. The dominant plants of this region are Acacia arabica, Prosopis species, Tamarisk species, Salvadora species, Eugenia species, Mangifera indica, Dalbergia siso, and Albizia lebec. The next region is Gangetic Plain. It is the region having richest vegetation in India. And this region extends over Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Bengal, and part of Orissa. The average annual rainfall received by this region ranges between 50 centimeters to 150 centimeters from east to west. The vegetation comprises of tropical moist deciduous forest and dry deciduous forests. Some of the dominant plants of this region includes Dalbergia siso, Acacia arabica, Butea monosperma, Acacia catechu, Ficus religiosa, weeds and grasses like Xanthium, Cassia, Amaranthus, etc. Coming to the next phytogeographical division, that is Central India. It comprises of parts of Madhya Pradesh, Orissa, and Gujarat, and receives average annual rainfall ranging between 150 to 200 centimeters. The vegetation consists of thorny, mixed, deciduous, and teak-type forest, and dominated by plants like Tectona grandis, Shorea robusta, Butea, Dalbergia, Terminalia, Carissa, Acacia, and Mangifera. These are the images of some of the plants which are seen in this region, like Carissa, Butea monosperma, Shorea robusta, Mangifera indica, and Tectona grandis. Coming to the sixth phytogeographical division, the Deccan Plateau. This region includes southern peninsular India, comprising of Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, and Karnataka. It receives average annual rainfall up to 100 centimeters. The vegetation comprises of tropical dry deciduous forest in the central hilly plateau and tropical dry evergreen forest in the lower eastern dry Coromandel coast. The plants which are of common occurrence in these region are Boswellia serrata, Tectona grandis, Chandan, that is Santalum album, Cedrilla tuna, Philanthus, Euphorbia, Caparis, and helophytic species are seen in the Coromandel coast. Coming to the seventh phytogeographical division, western coast of Malabar. This region extends from Gujarat to Kanyakumari, receives heavy rainfall over 400 centimeters, and it has four types of forest: tropical forest, mixed deciduous forest, temperate evergreen forest, and mangrove forest. When we look at the plants of these forests, the tropical moist evergreen forest is dominated by plants like Cedrilla tuna, Mangifera indica, Artocarpus hirsutus, Sterculia elata, whereas mixed deciduous forest comprises of plants like Terminalia species, Tectona grandis, Dalbergia siso, bamboo species. In the temperate evergreen forests, which are commonly known as sholas, plants like Gordonia obtusa, Michaelia nilgirica, and Eugenia species are seen, whereas the mangrove forest shows presence of mangrove plants. Coming to the eighth phytogeographical division, Assam. This is the region which receives heaviest of rainfall. It is rich in vegetation and covers most of the Assam. It covers valleys of Brahmaputra, Naga Hills, and Manipur, and receives rainfall between 200 to 1000 centimeters. Cherrapunji is the place which receives highest rainfall of over 1000 centimeters. The vegetation comprises of dense evergreen forest or subtropical forest. The dominant plants of this region are Bambusa pallida, Shorea robusta, Ficus elastica, Dipterocarpus, Macrocarpus. Here are the images of plants which are seen in this region: Bambusa, Shorea, and Ficus. Grasses like Saccharum species, Imperata cylindrica, Themada species, and Phragmites are also present in this region. Insectivorous plants like Nepenthes species, epiphytes like ferns and orchids are also of common occurrence. In the northern cooler regions, plants like Ulmus nepalensis, Rhododendron arboreum, Mangifera indica, and Betula species are found, whereas in the hilly tracts, some of the conifers like Pinus cassia and Pinus insularis are found. Now coming to the ninth phytogeographical division, Andamans. This region includes islands of Andaman and Nicobar. The climate in this region is warm and humid, and it has very high temperature. The vegetation comprises of mangrove and beech forest at its coast and evergreen forest in the interiors. And some of the plants of this region includes Rhizophora, Mimosops, Calophyllum, and Lagestromia. Here are the references which are used for creating the e-content. Thank you.